Mrs. Mutro would put this overhead projector, and it was graphs, an X and Y axis, and she would have us yell out the coordinates, and we would have two teams, and whoever had 5 in a row, so you'd learn how to use these coordinates. And that was the first time I met her, and she was my teacher then, and I had her for math and for science through the years. And then after I left Forsyth, sort of lost contact with her. And then about 5 years ago, I found out she was sick. And I talked to her, and then her daughter Martha asked me to be her physician. And it was a very bizarre feeling. And then when I saw her, she looked older than how I remember her when I was in 6th grade. But she sounded exactly the same. Like the voice didn't change. And it felt very bizarre to take care of this woman who was my teacher and who I respected. She was she was much older. She looked like a grandma, and she was so high. And she and Mrs. Dunbar were so important to me. And anyway, so we took care of her. I took care of her the last several years. We took care of her when she had colon cancer, and I wanted to take care of her the best I could. But there was this part of me that said, I hope she doesn't die, because I don't want to be known as the guy who killed Mrs. Mutro. And she did so well, and I could just never imagine how incredibly strong she was. I mean, I knew that mentally, intellectually she was, but she was so physically strong to withstand the type of surgeries that she went through. And when she told me that Admiral Byrd story, I kind of said, so did you like go out on a date with him? And then after that, I didn't want to know anything else, because I was like, I couldn't handle the fact that she was hanging out like that. So I didn't go past that. But I went to her apartment at the Hallmark, and I spent like an hour and a half with her. And a lot of these pictures that were up here, she showed these pictures to me. And my brother was, she said, one of her absolute favorite students, and she had a picture of my little brother in there, and the story of how he organized this gift thing for her that the whole class put together. So I said to her once, in conclusion, I'll stop and I'll just say, Mrs. Mutro, I just want you to know that your love for science, I guess it got to me because I became a doctor, and really the biggest thing I can do is to go back and take care of the people who taught me. And to me, that is the greatest honor of all. It wasn't anything else. It was actually that this lady who taught me when I was 6 or 7 years old now trusted me enough to be her doctor. And I can think of no greater honor than that. And really, that is why I am what I am. And so I've thanked her many, many times for A, teaching me, and B, having the confidence to let me be her doctor. And so I just want you to know how much I'm going to miss her, but I'll never forget her voice, because it never changed. Thank you.
Thank you.